Our stained glass windows are very special. The original library building had 6 stained glass windows that were along the stairs to the mezzanine. In 1966, that building was torn down, and the windows were sold at auction. But we have them reunited here at the Topeka and Shawnee County Public Library in our renovated building, and we built those windows into our design. The windows have quotes from a phrase by Francis Bacon, who wrote, "Reading maketh a full man, conference a ready man, writing an exact man." The other 3 windows are history, science, and art, 3 of the subjects that people would have been interested in at the library. In 1966, when they tore the building down, those windows were separated. When the windows were split up at auction, the Menninger Foundation got one of those windows, and that is history. One day, Connie Menninger realized that this is where that window had come from. It was one of the original library's windows. She decided it would be a great thing to try to find those windows and reunite them here. She researched who had purchased all of those windows at the auction. She contacted all the people who owned them, and she convinced the Menninger Foundation and 5 of the original owners to give or sell their windows to the library. The 6th person who owned the last window was not interested in parting with it. In 2007, that person passed away, and his heirs contacted the library, having remembered that Connie was trying to reunite those windows, and asked us if we would still be interested. Walt Menninger and his family made a gift to purchase that window and have it shipped here to the library, and now all 6 are together again. When Michael Graves did the design, including 5 spots for 5 windows, that was because we did not expect to get the 6th window. When we did, we took a look at the windows that we had and the spaces we had in the library, and we decided to move art to a small window just outside the Sabatini Gallery. As anyone in the museum field can tell you, when art is most vulnerable is when it's being shipped. On the way, it suffered some damage, and Walt again came through for us and paid for the restoration. This area here in the center didn't have very much bracing. During the shipping, it got jarred somehow, and there were cracks all over this section where it says "Writing an Exact Man." We went with David MacArthur, who has Missouri leaded glass in Raytown, Missouri, and his specialty is restoring antique windows. He took the whole thing apart, re-leaded it, resoldered it, had somebody design and build the wood frame to match the other 5 windows, and now it looks perfect. They were exposed to the elements. We can see signs of that wear and some of the damage. We can see places where some of the glass is chipped. We see some breakage here in the word history. And we do have a plan here at the library to get these windows restored one by one.
We are looking at the Woodward stained glass window, which is in the Baker Genealogy Center on the 2nd floor of the library. The Woodward stained glass window is named for the family who donated it. It came from their house on Fillmore Street, which is now the Woodward Inn Bed and Breakfast. When the house went out of the original Woodward family, they decided that the window would come to the library. The Woodward home was the home of Chester and Mrs. Woodward. They originally lived in Lawrence. Then when they built their house here in Topeka, they moved the window from their Lawrence house to the house on Fillmore. There are various medical images in the window. The picture I'm holding has the window in the library at the Woodward house. If you go to that house now, as I said, it is a bed and breakfast. You can see where that window was. They donated it to the library so that more people could enjoy it, and so that they could be assured that it would be cared for long term. It is important to save pieces of history that people are passionate about.
Now we're in the Topeka Room on the 2nd floor. This is the room next to the Genealogy Center. When we did our renovation, we commissioned Mark Anschutz, who taught stained glass at Washburn University, to design and create these windows. They are a contemporary version of stained glass, where we see something from the 1870s and then the 1880s or 1890s. Here we're looking at something that was created in 2001. What he's doing is taking some of the colors, some of the textures that are available in contemporary glass, and creating this really lyrical, almost abstract plant form. Something that's kind of quirky about these windows is that when they were installed, the people installing it didn't realize it, but they put the window in backwards. The soldering would be on the exterior rather than the interior of the window. You don't notice it until you get right up close to them, because when it's backlit, everything just looks like a silhouette. Our collection of stained glass windows is very special. It is entirely specific to our own community. Our first library building, Mr. Woodward, who had been a pharmacist and also served as a member of the library's Board of Trustees, Connie and Walt Menninger, because of their role here in the community and their dedication to the library. All of the windows together give us these little slices of history